on in this series, someone commented on our Facebook wall and asked if I would show you how to do basic milk braids. And to be honest, I wasn't going to do it because I didn't know how to do them on myself. I just always had the same problems. Like, my hair's not long enough for it to go all the way across, and so it always looked dumb, and while I was doing it, it would fall apart, and it's so simple, right? Like, it shouldn't be hard. So I found the secret. I now can tell you how to make a really, really easy milk braid hairstyle. It's really cute, super trendy, it's really pretty on girls with long hair, but I also am going to show you how to make it great if you have medium length hair or even a little bit shorter. There's one trick that makes this whole hairstyle so easy, and when you learn that one trick, your mind's going to be blown how easy it is to do. It's like literally a no-brainer. This is a hairstyle that, I'm not kidding you, I think a 5-year-old could do and probably could do very, very well. So there's a lot of variations. You can do the whole milk braid look with fishtail braids, you can add in different braids, but this today is just about the most basic milk braid hairstyle that you can do. Add this to your collection of everyday hairstyles, things you can do on the go, or if you're running to the gym, this would be good for the gym because it stays up really well. Anyways, it's super simple, it's really fun, so let's get to it.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is just brush through our hair. Because it's wet, I am of course using my wet brush, because that is the only thing I use on my hair when it's wet, because it keeps it from ripping out the hair. If you do not have a wet brush, purchase one today. They are $8. You need to own one for the health and sanctity of your hair. So just brush it out, make sure it's completely free of any tangles at all. And then you just take a t-shirt and just kind of t-shirt dry it. You know that I gave up using towels to towel dry my hair ages ago. So just take a t-shirt, a simple cotton t-shirt, and just kind of get all of the remaining excess moisture out. So then I take my Sebastian Professional Trilliant spray and I just spray it all over my hair. It's a really nice protectant for the hair, and also it smells incredible. So I use this product as much as possible when my hair is wet. I'm also going to put a little bit of heat on it at the end, so I want to make sure I'm always using a protectant, and the Trilliant spray has a heat protector in there. And then just take that wet brush and just brush it all the way through. So now I take my Sebastian Professional Mousse Forte and I'm just going to put a little bit in my hands and just rub it through the entire head of hair. The reason that we do this is because we want the milkmaid braids to stay together. And really what I found was one of the reasons that it just was falling apart when I did this was, one, I was doing my hair dry and not wet, and two, I wasn't using any product to keep it together. So the mousse helps to kind of get some volume and also helps to really hold those pieces of hair together. The next thing you're going to do is take your comb and just part your hair in a really even part straight down the center, and then just brush each side over to its side. So if your hair starts to dry, take a little spritzer water bottle and make it damp. The key to doing a really, really successful milkmaid braid is having damp hair when you do the braid. It was kind of one of those things when I figured it out that I was like, well duh, like why haven't I always been doing it? The damp hair keeps the braid really tight and allows you to cross it over without your hair kind of coming undone in the process. So once your hair is adequately damp, just do a really basic 3-strand braid. Of course, there's other ways to do this. You can do it with a fishtail braid or inside-out braid, but for the sake of just showing you how to do this, we're going to do a really basic 3-strand braid. So what you want to do is take one half of the head and right on top of your ear or right behind your ear or right in front, totally up to you, do a very tight braid. Don't do it loose because it's probably going to fall out, but we'll do it tight and then kind of loosen it up after the fact. But if you do it too loose now, you can't make it tighter later, so just do a very tight 3-strand braid. And after it's done, all you do is pick it up and bring it over to the other side of the hair. So if my hair was longer, it would probably go all the way down to my ear and it'd be fantastic, but it's not. So instead, I'm just going to go as far as I can with it, take 2 bobby pins and make an X shape on top of the end of the braid. So in case I'm going too fast, we just did the braid, crossed it over, and now we are just taking 2 bobby pins and making an X so that they don't fall apart. And we're just bobby pinning it securely to the top of our hair. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so now that we have that one side completely secure, whether you made an X or not, doesn't matter. Just make sure that it's tight and secure on top of your head so it's not going to fall out while we do the other side. I took a little bit more mousse and kind of worked it into the hair just to make sure that it wasn't going to separate or fall out. And now you do the exact same thing, a really tight 3-strand braid right on top of the ear. Exactly what we've done the other side, and that's it. Okay, now we're going to do the exact same thing we did with the other side. Just pull it over towards the other side of the hair and then secure it with the bobby pin. It's best if you can kind of tuck those ends under the other braid so that it doesn't look like there's any beginning or ending points. But you just kind of have to work it in, make it look very natural, make it just look very pretty, very simple. Use as many bobby pins as necessary to secure the look. But because it's wet right now, or definitely very damp still, it won't fall out. And because we put that mousse in there, it's definitely not going to come apart. But after you have that completely secure, seriously, don't be afraid to add like 15 bobby pins. Whatever it takes to make sure that you feel like it's not going to fall out the second you start moving. Alright, so since my hair is a little bit damp, if you're on the go, you'd want to just take your blow dryer and kind of blow dry it. I don't have the kind of the filter on there because I wanted to kind of mess up the look. You know me, I like my hair a little bit messy, so just kind of blow dry until it's definitely just dry enough to leave the house. Okay, and then take the Sebastian Professional Brushable Hairspray, it's one of my favorites, and just spray it all over, just to make sure that, you know, as I said, you don't want this thing to just fall apart on you. It shouldn't, because you have all those bobby pins in there and then you have the mousse, but just add a little bit of hairspray just to make sure. And then I just take my fingers and I pull apart those braids. So like I said, we did them very tight when we first did them. So if you want to pull them apart a little bit and mess them up, by all means, it's your hair. Do whatever looks best for you. But that's it. That's all there is to it.